Alright, so I won't get in too much detail. I do gotta sleep soon. But I understand the hype behind this movie. If you can get behind the weird animation at the start of the movie, I feel like this is going to be a good watch for you guys. So let me just give you a quick rundown of what this movie is. So, Kpop Demon Hunter is about a girl named Rumi who is a part of a K-pop band. Mira. There's Rumi, Mira, and Sasha? Something with an S. And they're part of this K-pop group who also demon hunt on their spare time. There's this thing called the Ha Moon or something. That's like a barrier between the demon realm and the human realm. Demons are trying to breach through that barrier to eat human souls. So it's established that Huntrix, which is the name of the K-pop girl band, it's established that they have been working through years to the point where they're at gold, because there's different levels, and gold is the top level to eliminate all demons. And there's this guy named Genu. I should have remembered that because in Solo Leveling, there's a character named Genu. So Genu had a previous life where I don't know if it's true that he either abandoned his family or he was taken from his family. I don't know which story is true. Because here's the thing, is that they don't give us much with the movie when it comes to the lore of the characters and like the storytelling. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, if this was a movie that was strictly meant to be popular, they would have made this like 2 hours just to give us an epilogue, but it actually doesn't overstay its welcome. It is 1 hour and 40 something minutes, maybe even less. And I'm gonna just say it. I get the hype behind the movie, and I like this movie. If there was an active fan base, I would join it, and there might be in the next couple of weeks. So, y'all are gonna see a shift in the channel. No, I'm kidding. It's not gonna be that serious. We're still gonna be doing FNAF. FNAF is still my heart and soul. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So Genu is a demon within the demon realm, who offers up. So there's a demon lord, by the way. I forgot his name. It was like, there was a joke with it though. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look this up because I swear I just finished the movie. I do not remember the demon, the bad guy's name. Hold on. Main villain of K-pop Demon Hunters. Guima, or Gima. I don't remember what the joke was that I made. So there's Gima, which is basically Satan. Let's just go with that. Gima is essentially the devil of the story. And he feeds off of human souls to get stronger so that they can break through the barrier. Genu offers up a demon boy band to help with this, and he takes him up on the offer. So then there's the new band Saja Boys, and that is obviously the demon boy band. And they have like a massive rivalry. Rumi and sorry guys, fucking brain is not computing today. Jinu and Rumi end up falling in love. And there's actually a secret. Rumi has demon markings, so how you can tell a demon apart from the humans is the markings on their body. So yeah, and Rumi has the marks, but she's keeping it from everybody so then she can, once she closes the barrier, her markings go away. And Rumi and Yuji, what? Jinu. Yuji, where did I get that? Rumi and Jinu decide to keep meeting because obviously they have some stuff in common, no matter how much Rumi wants to deny it. And the other band members are noticing a shift in Rumi's attitude. And Rumi's just deny. Until the big show. Now, the big show is where it really kicks off because Rumi... Yeah, okay, so they're performing their golden song. Also, by the way, the songs? Banging, dude. Every time a song was playing, I smiled. That a song's never done that to me before. Every song has made me smile, but they perform Golden, and Mira and Sasha notice that their manager, I think Johnny's their manager. So Johnny is kidnapped, in quotations, it'll be revealed soon. And the two girls go to follow. And Rumi is stuck on stage singing and all of that. Then a demon version of Mira and Sasha appear behind her and start like exposing her, ripping off her performance gear, and everybody can see the markings. And this looks really bad because obviously she's not meant to be a demon. Like, she didn't want anybody to know she's a demon. So then when Mira and Sasha finally get to the stage, they see that Rumi has the markings, but obviously Rumi runs away. And then in the alleyway, that's when we get the final we get the confrontation between Huntrix, and they break up because obviously Rumi's a demon, or part demon. So Rumi goes to go find Jinu. It's quote unquote revealed that Jinu is actually a dickhead. He left his family so then he can live lavishly, which I don't believe. I feel like that's just what Guinwa wants him to believe. I don't know, man. I could be wrong, but I just feel like that's not who he is because of what happens later. So then there's a massive concert happening with the Saja Boys, and this is meant to be the final, performance. And that's when we get the song that actually kicked off my interest for the movie, because CG5 actually covered this song and it's Your Idol, and it is a banger, dude. But yeah, that's what kicked off my interest in the movie. But then I saw like Fable was making a movie, and then I saw What It Do Dave's reaction to Keeb the Weeb and Jonald's song of it, and I was like, okay, I need to get onto this song immediately, or I need to get onto this movie immediately, and it is not what I expected, by the way. Anyway, so they're performing Your Idol, then eventually Rumi comes in and is like all demoned up, because obviously she's tricking the demon into thinking that she's joining him, and then she was like, "Nah, we're gonna make." She essentially pulls a Miles and says, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing," and makes her own Hamoon, which is crazy. But I like it. I like that they didn't do the trope where it's like, oh, there's one final showdown. I mean, that's what happens, but like they weren't like, oh, the Hamoon is like crazy, you know? The Hamoon is like, we can save the Hamoon. They make a whole new Hamoon, which I like that. I like that they don't do tropes. I also like that they didn't do the trope where there's like a secret villain, because I was so expecting. Okay, let me finish the movie. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, so then there's one final showdown. It seems like Jinhua is like having the upper hand on Rumi, but then he's my favorite character, by the way. He's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite. Jinhua goes in the way of the beam that is hurting Rumi, and he fades away, and Rumi is crying, and they eventually defeat Jinhua. And then we get some kind of like a post-credit scene, but it's not a post-credit scene because it's like immediately after. But then they're like walking around. We see the Saja Boys stuff in the trash can, symbolizing that it is over, that they are done. So then they see these three girls, which I think is setting up a sequel. There's two reasons I think they're setting up a sequel, but we're going to get into that in a bit. So Huntrix goes up to these three girls and is like, hey, you know, you're big fans of us. There's three of them, which is symbolism in some way. But yeah, there's three of them. They are like meeting up and everything. We see the demon bird and the demon cat on top of a rooftop. Movie ends. And that alone sparked a bunch of theories in my head. They're going to do a sequel. They have to. If this movie succeeds, they have to do a sequel. And I think it is succeeding. So hopefully we get a sequel. Okay, either that was a cliffhanger to a second movie, or that symbolism that Jinhua is alive. It could be both. Maybe that's why the sequel is happening, because Jinhua is still alive, and we see the symbolism there. But there's also the fact that there's three girls at the end of the movie that are very similar to Huntrix. Just saying, very sequel bait. Very much sequel bait. Now, let's get into the highlights of the movie. Actually, let's get into what I didn't like about the movie. I did not like how on the nose they were. Because there was a certain point in the movie where Jinhua just outright says his past to Rumi. And it was just like, ooh, okay. laid it on thick there, which I get why he says it, but he says it in like the most aggressively, what's the word? Expose? Not exposed. It's some word. Exposition. He says it in the most, here's the exposition way ever. He says it like so matter of fact, like, oh yes, this happened and this happened and that happened. And it's like, she's holding a sword up to your face, dude. Maybe not the best time to drop. Like, it also came out of nowhere. Because, like, for a second, because the start of the interaction was that Rumi was trying to kill Ginu. And then all of a sudden, Ginu's just like, you don't understand you. Here's what happened. Here's my backstory. I want to walk you through it. And it was just so jarring. But that's the only part that I really didn't like. Also, you could say the animation, but I also liked the animation because it's clearly going for an anime aesthetic. Because obviously, K-pop, Korean, you know, it's obviously going for a 3D anime aesthetic. I think this movie is trying to pull a Spider-Verse, where they're trying to do an animation style nobody has done before. And that's 3D anime. Like 3D anime that's like actually 3D and not like cel shaded. You know what I mean? The animation, the weird animation stops, I'd say, after the eating scene. After the eating scene, which I see everybody repost, by the way. The animation definitely gets better. And the animation is actually very beautiful if you ignore, like, the weird facial structures. But they do not do it for the rest of the movie, by the way. I need to preface that. They do not do those animations throughout the entire movie. Now, on to what I loved about the movie. The comedy. We're getting into the comedy first because it's a highlight, but it's also like basic trope comedy. But it's more good on the good side. Like a part that I was dying laughing to the point where my mom had to come check on me to see if I'm okay was a scene where that big cat thing, I'm gonna call it Cheshire Cat because that's what it reminded me of. It's Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. He was on Rumi's balcony or deck. Balcony or deck, whichever one it was. And the pot kept tipping over and the cat kept like trying to pick it up, but it just wouldn't work because the paws are so big. It was fucking hilarious. Most of the jokes came from Sasha, really. How she's like thirsting over the Sasha boys, but obviously it's that classic trope of like, we're supposed to hate these guys, but obviously you're falling in love with this character. Like it's the trope in every movie led by a female lead. That's like a teen movie. Again, the animation, stellar animation, dude. Perfect. I'd say perfect animation. Even though I was ripping on the weird faces that they make at the beginning of the movie, I don't think that's too horrible. Like, people are acting like it's the worst thing ever. But I'm like, it's not that bad. And now we get on to the music and acting. I put acting and music together mainly because they go hand in hand in this movie. The music, When I tell you, dude, this will be on your playlist till the end of time. The music is that good. Obviously, it's a very niche genre, like it's K-pop music, but it's like it's weirdly like it's not as obnoxious as like K-pop music. I know, oh my god, burn me at the stakes, but genuinely this music is really good. Like it's so good that even CG5 and so many people are already doing covers, and this movie came out like what, a week ago? Insane. Insane. The acting, even though I did say that the very in-your-face storytelling was a bit of a downside, I think for the most part the acting itself was pretty good. Really good. And just overall, this movie is a fucking 9 out of 10, dude. Honestly, if this movie ever does get like a fan base or a fandom, I'm joining it. I'm joining it. But yeah, that's overall my review of K-pop Demonhunters. It was a fun movie. It was like one of the best Netflix movies I've seen in like a really long time. This is gonna be a big year for Netflix because they had Squid Game, which didn't perform well, but people still went to go see it. We got Stranger Things ending. Yeah, we got Stranger Things ending soon. Squid Games ended. Then we have this movie, which could get a sequel. So it's a big year for Netflix, I'd say. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the movie. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and yeah, see you guys later.